game with very few mental mistakes and mental errors. We had 4 penalties, one I disagree with, I'm sure we'll talk about, but, we did...
You know us well, Joe.
Yes.
You know us well.
So I was, they're just going to pluck the ball and go.
You count Bradley Marquez as a catch?
Yeah, probably one of the biggest
catch ever, right?
Of the night, yeah. So now we're going there, huh?
Right.
Well, we might as well skip right to the
let's do it.
Now there was some confusion.
Yes,
it was great though because Bill Vinovich, no, it was Jeff Triplett. His explanation was the officials. No, as soon as the play was run on the Jumbotron, they had 40,000 officials helping make the call. And I was watching you. They had a shot of you on camera, and you were just, at first, when they made the call, you were shaking your head. You remained calm. But you must have had a sense that once they saw it, they would get the call right.
I needed an explanation from them, and I wasn't getting it. That was the issue. Because I saw it live, and I see Bradley run over, wave his hand, field the ball cleanly, and then they conference, and they come out and they say it was an invalid fair catch signal. Well, I've really never seen that happen where, they said the wave wasn't good, or it was like this.
Right.
Okay? If that's the case, then he doesn't get protection. So if, because the returner, when he waves fair catch, he's supposed to wave his hand up and then catch the ball. Sometimes they'll rule that, that it wasn't a valid fair catch. So then he doesn't get fair catch protection, but it's not a foul. That's not a foul.
Right.
What is a foul is when the ball is kicked off into the turf or the grass and then bounces up, hits the ground first, and you wave fair catch. That's invalid fair catch signal. That's a foul. Okay, and in that case, you have to re-kick if you recover the ball.
Sure.
So at that point, I knew that it was a valid fair catch signal. I just had to get it communicated to them that the ball was not hit on the ground and comes up. The college rule is different. You can waive fair catch in college. The onside kick is it's a dangerous play. There's a lot of bodies flying around, a lot of contact. So college went to this a few years ago. So when those kickers come up and bang the ball in the ground and it bounces up, you can fair catch it. Oh, okay. Well, at our level, you can't. So once I saw the replay and saw that the ball was just kicked, then I knew that if I could convince them, or they realized that it didn't hit the ground, then at least we keep the ball there. But the proper enforcement, if it was completely enforced properly, they should have dropped the flag because he waved fair catch, he got hit, okay, and now the ball goes 15 yards, and the ball's, I think we got on the 49, so the ball's on the 34-yard line.
Right.
So they got it half right.
Well, you had 40,000 fans helping you out,
yes,
too. As soon
did.
as they played on the Jumbotron,
yes,
everybody was tuned into that. The other thing we haven't talked about is special teams. Special teams, it was a wild ride yesterday. A little bit of good, a little bit of bad. Let's talk about the good. I think, maybe, I don't want to speak for DeMarco, I thought we came to the same conclusion yesterday. That punt return by Tavon was one of the best blocked and executed punt return from the moment the ball was snapped until he got into the end zone that I've ever seen.
The return blocking phases are so different throughout the play. Initially, you've got to hold the gunners up to give your return man a chance, and then your interior guys have to get good hold ups on the cover guys, and then let them go, and then you got to know what the direction is, and then after that, all things break down, and we've spent so much time on the practice field when things break down. For example, if your guy's running this way, the return's going that way, and you're behind him, well, don't hit him in the back. Turn up and go to the next level and just keep kind of leapfrogging up and getting people walled off. And Coach Fossil does such a great job with those guys, and they drill that stuff every day, and that's what happens. That's exactly what happened in the return against Redskins last year. Same thing. Guys jumped to the next level, and they just walled somebody off and let 11 go, and he did. And it was amazing footwork on the sideline, and it's penalty-free. There was nothing that resembled a penalty, and it was a great return. I personally was surprised that they hit the ball to him because the last couple of years, they wouldn't. They hit that end over end that he has to fair catch, but they elected to hit it to him, and then they did it again. They hit him deep, and the one that he mishandled over his shoulder is my fault because I normally get him lined up, and I would guarantee you that they were going to end over end and not punt deep to him again.
Right.
And so I lined him up a little closer, and he drilled. It was a 7-yard punt.
That's a great punt.
It was a great punt. So had he fielded it clean, based on our tape, it might have happened again.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was. It was pretty impressive effort by the whole punt return team.
Here's a couple of texts. Ryan Quick.
He's close. He's getting closer. Yeah. You know, we have 53 on the roster. We have to go into the game with 46. So we have to deactivate 7 players, and it's hard to go into a game with 6 receivers. Brian gave us special teams value last year while he was doing things. He's closer than he's ever been offensively. Once we get to that point, we're working back in the special teams thing. But of Bradley Marquez, too, from what Bradley's been able to do. The decision comes down between the two of them, and Bradley's on all 4 of our special teams. And he's punt, return, kickoff, return. He's playing the big 4 right now, and he's also our personal protector. So to answer the original part of the question, the Quickie's doing good. He'll be back.
How about Isaiah Pete? Unfortunately, he put the ball on the ground. He's had a great preseason.
Great run.
But it was in the middle of an
Yeah.
excellent run. You won't have any problem going back to him, will you?
No, I'll go back to him. But if he puts the ball on the ground again, it's not his fault. It's mine because I put him back on the field. So
Oh, that's scary.
yes,
That's coach speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So maybe I had to
he's
rephrase the question.
Yeah.
got to protect the football. Period. Got to protect it. Now, granted, I mean, Earl.
He gets the ball out a
He
lot.
gets
Nice
the
shot.
ball out a lot, and he put the top of his helmet right on the football.
Right.
But you need to know that Earl's going to, when you're playing the Seahawks,
He's coming.
you need to know that Earl's going to show up and make sure that ball doesn't come out. Yeah.
Joe, and it was a lot of fun. I know the fans had fun. One other mention on Twitter today was a great picture, and I love stuff like this when and I know you're a big believer in engaging the fans. You've done it since you've been here. You've always done it in your coaching career. I know you encourage your players, but there was a Twitter picture today when Kenny Britt was leaving the Dome. There were some fans tailgating. He stopped to have a beverage with him, and I know that they posted that they loved it.
Did they?
They loved it, and I think that's cool. And I think that's really cool. It's just I think it's a bond between
Yes, sir.
fans
It
and
is.
players that you don't always get. And I thought it was cool. So I hope that beverage tasted good.
They're all like that. They've done such a great job in the community, and unfortunately, those things don't necessarily get recognized. But they're out there on their day off and all off season and whenever they get a chance. So it's a good group of guys.
In fact, a lot of them tonight are at James Laurinaitis is hosting the Make-A-Wish dinner tonight
awesome.
too. So
Yeah.
20 or so players are giving their time tonight as well. Jeff, I know you're busy. You got to get back to work.
Yeah,
Get ready for the
Washington.
Reds.
Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you.
Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
You.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
Okay.
Jeff.
All right. Be good.
We'll see you this week.
I guess we are beyond the 24-hour rule, right?